going camping tomorrow. I'm recording on my phone. I don't usually do this. It's kind of a bit of a test, actually. Trying to get the Harley packed up, but I wanted to bring you guys along with me. I haven't done a packing video for a while. It's not any different. It's like I always say, it doesn't matter if it's for one night or 10 nights. It's basically the same stuff, with the only difference really being is how much clothes are you bringing. So it's September right now. We're in Minnesota, so the weather can really go anyway. It's really hard to tell, right? So today it was 80. This weekend when I'm camping, it's going to be 60. So, and rainy, they're saying. So that's the problem, right? What to pack for clothes? Well, it's only an overnight trip, so that's not a big deal. I'm probably not going to bring a whole lot for clothes, pretty much just layers. So probably a long sleeve shirt, maybe a t-shirt, sweatshirt, jacket, rain gear. That's all happening. And really just try to stay as warm, dry, and comfortable as possible. So I really want to bring this. This is the Moto bed from Zenbivy, and this is not a motorcycle sleep system. It is big, really, really big, but I want it. I want to bring it with. So I'm trying to figure that out, where I'm gonna put that. It's not heavy, so it's not a weight issue. It's just very large, very large. I've got the tent. I'm going with the Lynx 2 for this trip because I haven't tried it yet and I want to give it a try. I've got a tarp with, this is just a small, in fact this might be too small. I thought I had another one, but my guess is it's out in the shed. So I'm gonna have to figure that out. I need a tarp in case it does rain because I need to keep kind of the picnic table area at least sheltered somewhat, so I can cook and have a place to kind of hang out and chill if it's too rainy to be by the fire. And like I said, this is just an overnight trip. I'm planning on 3 meals: supper, breakfast, lunch, and then 4 o'clock is checkout. So I'll probably get out of there before, or kind of see how the weather's going, I guess, or if I get bored or run out of things to make videos about. I don't know. In this saddlebag, I've got the air pump for the suspension, which is basically always in here. This is the booster pack for the battery. I'll keep the clamp and cables down in here. So I've got a little bit of room down in here. Rain gear is pretty much always on the bike. First aid kit is pretty much always on the bike. So, and then I've got the kickstand pad in case the ground is soft. That stuff kind of lives in here. So we're set there. So I've got basically about this much space. And then on this side, don't mind the 9mm, pretty much empty. I do have some sunscreen, which I'm not gonna need this trip, so I could take it out. Basically, besides the tent, I've got not the actual chair that everything's sitting on. This is just a staging area. I'm not bringing that big chair, but I do have a pack chair with, pack table, pillow, some food items. I've got a little bit more upstairs that I need to try to get in here. Basically, most of the stuff in this tote, which we'll go over that. This is a rain cover for the bike, Nelson rig. I don't know if I'm gonna have room for that or not. It's a bit bulky. How do you guys carry? This is only a half cover too, but how do you guys carry those on your bike? Like, I never have room for it. It's a great idea for camping, but I never have any place to put it when I'm camping. And then just a few paper plates, coffee, sugar, some wooden silverware here, aluminum foil, and that's kind of it. Basically, this is kind of like camp kitchen right here. And I don't think I'm gonna bring that cooler. I think I figured out something else. So probably won't need to bring this, which will save a little bit of room. And I've got either the big pillow if I can find room for it, or I've got the small camping pillow. So really, this tote isn't as much as it looks like. It's just full of bulky things. So that's basically gonna be my goal. See if I can fit all this on the bike. It's been a long time since I've been motorcycle camping. I know I've done crazier things than this on the bike before. So it's just getting it organized and getting it on after I meet my parents for supper. So we'll catch you in a little bit. I found my tarp, and actually I've used a lighter weight one than this. And that one didn't even have grommets, but this is a pretty good sized tarp for just making a little shelter over a picnic table. It's got grommet holes. So here I've got some bungee cords and straps and cordage, and this stuff is usually always on my bike. These come in really handy for like firewood, or in this case, hopefully my big moto bed here. And I was thinking I might as well kind of lay some of this stuff out so you can see what we've got going on. And honestly, so like I've packed enough for 2 people many times. The big difference is for this trip, so it's just going to be me, but I'm bringing food with, and normally I'll set up camp and then I'll run to the store and get food for the night or a couple days or whatever I can do, I guess. This time I'm working tomorrow. I'm hoping to get back here, throw a few last minute things on the bike and roll out. So I'm not planning on going to the store, so I wanted to get everything I needed tonight so I can bring it with me. The other thing is, I'm hoping that I have some room on the bike for firewood, so I can get a bundle of firewood to bring back to camp and not have to go unpack the bike, set up camp, head back up to the office to get firewood. Here at the state parks, you can't gather your own firewood, so you have to buy it. There's not any really other options for camping close here. There's no state forests or anything like that, where you can just go camp for free and gather your own firewood and things like that. So I'm a little bit restricted. It does cost money, and that's why I don't go camping very often, I guess. But anyway, let's get some of this stuff laid out and you can see what I'm bringing. Not the most sexiest of angles here for shots, but got the axe for chopping up some firewood. This is just a little thing for tying knots. I thought maybe I'd bring it and play around with it when I'm just sitting at camp. This is a camp table. That's a camp chair. Here I've got a cutting board, really inexpensive and thin, so it doesn't take up any space, lightweight. This is a brand new one, but I've had these before. 2 of them come in here. I think I've already used one and ended up throwing it away or leaving it, you know. This is my jet boil. I think it's like the Mini Mo or something like that. And I've got a can of fuel for that. I'm gonna bring tongs and a cheese shredder, I think, if I have room for it. This is my Illuminate solar lantern. I've made a video about this. This is just a windshield I can kind of put around the jet boil. If I'm using the jet boil with the pot, I don't really need to worry about this because it kind of is a little bit windproof. But if I'm using the pot stand and my Summit skillet, then I'll use that. I've got this little skillet also. I'm not going to be bringing this one. I'm not sure if I'm going to need that one either. Here I've got some clothespins and an extra tent stake. I'm using that new tent and that does not have these kind of tent stakes. I will be replacing the stakes that come with it with these because they're just nice and lightweight and pretty much indestructible. So anyway, I don't know if I'm going to bring that or not. I've got my Zippo Typhoon matches. These things are awesome. Weatherproof, windproof, all the proofs. Got my neck knife, I'll probably be wearing that. I was thinking about bringing the roasting fork just in case I need it for something, but that's kind of an if, maybe. I don't think I'll need it for anything. This is just a very cheap paring knife that I picked up for camping. It's kind of not really great, but it cuts. So this is Blackbeard fire starter. I like to have that with. May bring this rapid rope. It's kind of overkill. It's like 120 feet in here, but I don't have any paracord, I don't think, so I may bring this if I have room. Cigar case, because I'm going to bring a few cigars. This is just a 3-finger case, maybe a 4-finger case. A little flint and steel, basically. There's my Summit skillet spatula. This is a tiny air pump for blowing up my sleeping pad. Should do a video on that. I think I'm going to bring these extra stakes for staking out the tarp. And then I think I'm going to bring the Pudgy Pie iron. So I've got the iron in this bag and the poles. I keep those stored separately because this is just gets kind of sooty and gets everything black, so I like to keep it in the bag. But also it shortens up the Pudgy Pie iron, or the mountain pie iron, whatever you want to call it, pie iron, a little bit so it fits on the bike better. And that's basically it. These containers of fuel last a long time, but I also get really worried about running out and not being able to make my coffee in the morning. So if I have room, I'll bring the backup one. And yeah, the cover for the bike if I have room for it, and then one of the pillows, and then just some extra groceries. Tomorrow I'll pack on. Otherwise, I think this is what I'm bringing. I don't have room for this. I could just pull some tinfoil out and I can just fold it and keep it nice and flat. So that's a possibility. Got coffee, sugar, some bowls, some plates, extra Ziploc bags. I'll probably bring the Jogo coffee straw. I've done a video on that. Yeah, that should basically do it. So now we just got to figure out how to get it on the bike. Oh geez, and then the camera gear. That's one reason I'm testing out the phone, because I'm thinking possibly if I can get by with just recording on the phone, I might not bring camera gear. Maybe the phone and a GoPro, and leave the fancy camera gear at home, possibly. I don't know. Oh, I've also got a flashlight. I'm bringing the Olight. This is the Olight Baton 3, which I've also done a video on. I really love this flashlight. It's really good. So that comes with the charging case. You can get like 3.7 charges with this rechargeable case. So it's pretty slick. I'm a huge proponent of making lists when it comes to packing and making sure that I've gotten everything. So I used to write everything down on a paper list, which I still do occasionally, and I've got paper lists around here with old packing lists, so I kind of have something to go by. But I love a lot of these apps and things now that allow you to do check marks, or you can do check boxes. So then you make your list as you pack the stuff on, or once you know it's packed, you can check it off, and then you can actually rearrange those lists. So a lot of times what I'll do is I'll go through the list, start checking it off, and then everything that's checked, I might move down the list so that just the unchecked things are at the top of the list, and I can make sure that I get them before I go. I've gotten to campsites before and realized that I did not have a flashlight with, or a lantern, and that's pretty important for camping, right? So having the checklist is just really, really nice. So whether you prefer paper or like these new apps like Google Keep, I use all the time, Apple Notes, a lot of them out there, and most of them allow you to do the check boxes now, which is, I think, really handy, and I use it all the time. I'm always making notes on my phone or my iPad, and that's the other thing, it saves between devices. So if I make notes on my phone or make notes on my iPad, I can go to either device and my notes will be there. So I can kind of use both, which I do actually do quite often. So just a tip. Pretty tough to tell recording with the phone exactly what's going on because I'm using the good camera. But anyway, hopefully you can see what's going on here. Let's just start putting things in the bike and kind of figuring out how it's different every time. So stuff that's pretty flat, like tarp for instance, I like to just put in the bottom of the tour pack. Don't have a ton of room to work in here, but in the past I've actually put the tent in the saddlebag, but I think it just fits really good in the tour pack, so I think I'm gonna try that. Another thing you can do is pull the poles out of the main sack, and then you can kind of put the tent wherever because it's a little bit flexible and kind of compacts a little more. I'm gonna try this. Usually pack really small stuff last because I know I can just kind of fit it wherever I find space for it. But with these new extended saddlebags, I've got that little area at the bottom of the saddlebag, so I can put some stuff in there like my axe and maybe the tongs and spatulas, whatever, things like that, small stuff that'll fit in there. Cutting board's another flat item that'll fit right underneath the tent. I just want to show you what I mean. So see, got in here the axe, my paring knife, tongs, cheese shredder, the windscreen for the jet boil, all that fits in this little section in the bottom of the bag. So that works really nice. Already this bag is basically full. Try to remember too when you're putting stuff in here, like if I put this table in here and then I put the chair in there, there's still some room under where this table is on this side, so I can kind of cram some stuff in there. I'm gonna bring the full size pillow. It's just one night, but if I can, and actually, I really think we're going to be okay here. Even to put the rain cover in. Especially if I don't bring camera gear. I could fit some camera gear in here. And I've still got room in here for some groceries. So, if this is indeed everything I'm bringing, I've actually got room to spare, which is really nice. So I've got plenty of room in this bag This bag's basically full, but I could fit some small items in here still. And I've got lots of room in the tour pack still. It's maybe one of my best packing jobs ever. Even if I was bringing my sleeping bag and my sleeping pad, that would fit here. If I was bringing any luggage, any clothes, I'd be looking at that in here. So for a two-person setup, it's just a few more items you have to bring. Another pack chair. I'm either gonna strap the moto bed on the luggage rack, and then if I need to carry some wood, I can set it on the back seat, or this thing is just huge. I wish I didn't want to bring it so bad, but I do. I could put this here, figure out how to secure it, and then I've got the luggage rack available for firewood, which is probably what I'll do. Probably keep these straps available for firewood. This is not a very long trip. I think I should get a garbage bag or something to put over this, because I don't think this is waterproof in any way, shape, or form. Oh, that would work. So yeah, there'll definitely be some other odds and ends that are going in here tomorrow after work. I just got to grab some stuff out of the freezer. Like I said, it's only for one night, but for gear wise, it is what it is. It doesn't matter if you're going for one night or 10, like I said before. It's the same gear. The only thing extra is going to be whatever clothes you're going to bring for however long you're going to be gone. And if you're riding with a passenger, 2 up, obviously you're not going to bring anything huge like this. You're going to have a couple small sleeping bags with sleeping pads, probably, hopefully. So you're going to have to kind of rearrange things a little bit different as far as that goes. But this is what I do every time. I just start putting stuff in, pack the big stuff, and then you can always pack smaller stuff around it. There's not any, I'm going to keep all the kitchen stuff together, I'm going to keep all this together. If there's stuff that you think you might need, keep it easy to access, like the first aid kit. You actually want to be able to get to that if you need to. Keep the tent easy to access, so when you get to your campsite, you can easily get to it to get your tent set up. That way, if it's raining or anything like that, that's right there. You want to get shelter put up right away, so that's important. So, yeah. That's basically my camping tips, I guess. Obviously, if you've got real heavy stuff, you want to keep that low so you're not too top heavy. That's how I pack my motorcycle, no matter what. Say whatever you want about the moto bed. It's comfortable, and I'm excited to sleep on it tomorrow night, so I'm bringing it. That's all there is to it. All right. Thanks a lot for checking out this video. Stay safe out there as always. We'll see you at the campsite. Yeah, soon. Real soon. Talk to you later.